if you have any questions, and then we'll go into a couple of other subjects also. But this is, to me, a very big thing. $500 billion Stargate project. I think it's going to be something that's very special. It'll lead to something that could be the biggest of all.
Yeah, a lot of these threats, it's very hard to, intellectually you can see the threat, but it's very hard to come to terms with it emotionally.
Yeah.
I haven't come to terms with it emotionally yet.
What do you mean by that?
I haven't come to terms with what the development of superintelligence could do to my children's future.
Is Dario overplaying this, or is he spot on?
Oh no, he's underplaying it for sure.
Underplaying.
My predictions is 10, 20, 30, 40% unemployment in some sectors.
In what time frame?
In the next 2 to 3 years.
So I'm driven by one mission, 1 billion happy. And 1 billion happy started with happiness, then went to the reasons for unhappiness. And I think that AI falls at the intersection of those two.
Interested in the capabilities questions, but I feel like maybe at this point more people should be talking about like how do we make sure society gets the value out of this. But I think those questions have somehow become harder and less clear.
We are headed off a technological cliff, a philosophical paradigm, a peril that we need to move through collectively. There is no more time for sleeping, for distraction. If we are to survive going forward through this AI revolution, we need to foster true stewardship, because we don't understand what the hell this AI thing is, what its power is. Intelligence is power. And if we don't develop the stewardship, the philosophical wisdom, the collective healing, in order to be good stewards towards that technology and power, it will rule us or destroy us. I am urging you in this year 2025 to wake up to this paradigm. The whole societal landscape that we are in this industrial revolution era where we are in a labor economy, is coming to an end. And what's going to change is most jobs are going away, and we are on the precipice of dire philosophical questions that are being thrust upon our consciousness. What does it mean to be alive? Where do we derive our meaning and purpose from in this life? And if we aren't spending our entire day, our weeks, our years, our careers, our lives identified with our profession or our career and distracted by it, who are we as a collective and also as an individual, as a family? What is life all about? And have I been paying attention to those questions? Have I been paying attention to what my soul came here to do, to express, to live by? Or have I been so bogged down by the mundane or the demands of everyday life that I never gave myself the opportunity to even ask these questions or ponder these questions? Unfortunately, the reality is we never really truly change until we are met with extreme circumstances, extreme catalysts, extreme pain. And that is what humanity is going to face in the next few years. Having this reckoning of what AI is becoming and where we are evolving into and what we're stepping into. And so that's why I'm coming back to this Serenity Prayer. When I was growing up, in my parents' downstairs bathroom, we had the Serenity Prayer. Just a short excerpt right above the toilet. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That quote is more prescient now than ever. Whatever happens in this upcoming age is in the hands of God. I am not in control of that, and you are not in control of that. The unlimited power that artificial intelligence is, and the peril and the danger of that destruction leading to humanity's destruction seems almost certain. And yet, I have faith in God. I have faith in the Creator, and I know that whatever is happening is the will of God. And if through our own ignorance, this destruction is brought upon us, then I can accept that. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to try my best with what I can do in order to prevent that in my world and by extension, the collective. And so I'm taking in my inner courage, the courage of the lion, to change my life right now, to live as if we only have a few more years left on this planet. Can you imagine how liberating that is when you realize that everything that you thought mattered actually didn't matter? And the only thing that mattered is not whether you succeeded, not whether you failed, or whether you even tried, whether you even asked these questions that I brought up before. What is the meaning of life? What am I here to do? What can I give? What is my unique ability and my unique talents that I can offer? Have I faced myself, my traumas, my insecurities, my addictions, my sorrows, my pain, my grief? If we reorient our perspective and our priorities, we realize that that is the most important thing. That is what life is about. And if we lived, as I live now, realizing that artificial intelligence could lead to our destruction in just a few years, everything could go away. There's actually a deep peace in that, because I can say, okay, then it's clear. My objective is clear. I only need to do what I know deep down I can do, what I can offer, what I've been running from for a long time, and just making up or conjuring all these excuses of why I shouldn't share myself with the world. This is just my own journey, but I share that to express to you guys the type of frame of being that we are meant to be in. We are not meant to be slaves to a 9-to-5 job. We are not meant to be defined by our career. We are not meant to be defined by drudgery and constant mundane tasks in order to survive. We are meant to thrive. To be human is to create, to explore, to serve, to expand, to love, to connect. And ironically, artificial intelligence can give us that opportunity to do that. But first, in order for us to get there, we must be good stewards of this technology. And we must realize that right now, where humanity is at, with our collective baggage, there's no way we can handle this technology, this power, without destroying ourselves. And so we're left with this paradox of serenity. Can we find that serenity within to give our all, to do our best to see if we can change that future, no matter how small that probability might be, no matter how daunting or inevitable our destruction might look like? Can we bring the courage within ourselves to face ourselves anyway, on an individual level, and by extension, a collective level? Or are we going to continue to shy back through the excuse, through the fake surrender of saying, well, it all doesn't matter anyway, so I'm going to let everything go to shit, and I can accept that I'm going to die? That's the coward's way out. You can still accept that there are things out of your control. You can find that serenity, and you can have that courage too. And you're going to need wisdom along that way to understand that difference, which is an ever fine-tuned nuance and balance. And so that is what I'm trying to impress upon you today, is the need for this understanding, that we need to make this quote, this prayer, our number one priority. When we wake up in the morning, this must be our collective focus. We need serenity in this moment now, with where we are headed and who we are in this moment, in order to summon up the courage to try and change that, but the disconnection, the surrender, and the peace of knowing that at the end of the day, it is all in the hands of God anyway, and we can only do our best. And it is not in the succeeding that we find serenity. It is the courage and the strength and the sureness of knowing that it is well worth it to try anyway. And that is what it is about. It is about living. It is about giving your all every day, being your most authentic, genuine self every day, and not attaching it to a specific outcome, not judging yourself by what others say about it, but just being free and happy. Because after all, that is what life is all about. Freedom, love, happiness, serenity.